Hi, it's Anna here. In this video tutorial, I want to show you how to make this very sparkly Christmas card with the Yuletide Village stamp set. And I'm also using the Peaceful Season stamp set for the sentiments. And it's really quick and easy to make. I have all my pieces ready over here. Speaking of all the pieces, I have all the measurements that you need to make this card yourself in the video description, as well as the supply list that is linked to my Stampin' Up! Store if you want to purchase any of the items I'm using in this tutorial. So without further ado, let's get into making this card. I'm going to put it up over here so I can still kind of see it without making a mess. All right, we're going to start off with a piece of basic white cardstock that is a little bit smaller than 3 by 4. So it's about 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And that's why I'm going to stamp my little village here. So I mounted two of the images on one block. So if you want to make multiples, this is actually a great way. You can just, stamp all houses at the same time. And I'm using the gray granite ink pad. And this is card number 2 out of my Yuletide Village online class that you can watch for free here on my YouTube channel. So if you missed card number 1, then stick around till the end of the video. I'll link it for you there. So we're just going to go ahead and ink this up with gray granite. Well, maybe a little bit more. Tap, tap, tap. And let's see. I want to make sure that my houses are not tilted. All right, give that a nice push. That looks good. So we can put that aside. And then I'm bringing in, excuse me, another stamp. This is the stone wall or brick wall stamp. And we're going to stamp that down here about 4 times. Let me bring in some scrap paper just so I don't mess up my Stampin' Pierce mat too much. Okay, so we don't want it. If you wanted to, you could stamp it right up here, but the way I designed my card, I want it to be down here. And the cool thing is the way the stamp is designed with its open ends here on either side, you can just go ahead. Oh, well, that was a little bit low, but that's okay. You can stamp it multiple times. So there you go. Well, my sentiment is going to cover up a little bit of that mess there, so I'm not too worried about that. That's still looks fine. Okay, so that is that for stamping the village. And then I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. For that, I'm bringing in some lemon lime twist because I really wanted to use all of my favorite greens in this card. Green is my favorite color, and with some sparkle paper coming in here in a minute, I really just wanted to use them all on one card. Yeah, so we have lemon lime twist, granny apple green, and shaded spruce, and then a little bit of crumb cake for our village, our stone wall down here. But first, I'm going to stamp one of my favorite color to cardstock combinations, which is stamping shaded spruce on lemon lime twist. I think it's such a wonderful contrast, and I'm using the Love from Our Home to Yours. Now I want to show you real quick, in the stamp set Peaceful Season, you have 2 versions of the stamp, Love from Our Home to Yours and Love from My Home to Yours. So either way, whatever works best for you, I highly recommend getting the set, because not only because of this, but it has all these fun and beautiful Christmas sentiments. So inking up my sentiment in shaded spruce and then stamping it here on my lemon lime twist that is 1/2 inch by 3. So that looks good. This way we have all the ink pads out of the way now and have a little bit of room for coloring. Okay, so we can leave that aside for a minute. And yeah, let's get to coloring. I'm just going to start off down here with my, let's bring in that scrap paper again. The stone wall. And I'm not putting too much thought into it, just using the crumb cake. This is the light Stampin' Blend. Just wanted to make sure I'm recording. And just with a brush tip, you don't need to be super accurate with this. All right. And then what I like doing is to give it a little bit more texture, using the same Stampin' Blend, and then really just giving it some texture. You can do little strokes or dots. That's up to you. Maybe strokes would look a little bit better actually. So just so you have some light and darker spots on your colored image. But really, you can just do this without thinking too much about it. So maybe a little bit more there. So just so we have a little bit of texture there. All right, that was the crumb cake. Now here on my sample card, as you can see, I colored the houses not like too much. I just kind of colored the accents. Oh wait, speaking of accents, I'm gonna need the crumb cake like 2 more times. I'm going to, we don't need that anymore. So we'll hide that under our mat. I'm going to color this little section here. That's a little bit of the roof is visible, and I'm going to use it on the stairs of this house. And let's see, did I use it somewhere else? Nope, that was it. So, well, if you wanted to, you can, let's do this one too. I mean, really, you're free to color those houses however you like. And then I'm using the light shaded spruce. I'm usually much closer to my image, so I'll have to move in a little bit closer. Okay, and then this one down here. And let's see, I think that was it what I did in the light shaded spruce. Then I'm switching over to dark shaded spruce, and I'm going to color this house here. And so we have this one. So if you want to, I mean, you can go bananas on coloring these houses, depending on how many cards you want to make. Or if coloring, honestly, if coloring is your therapy, then by all means, go crazy on this. All right, then let's see. I did the door here. Did I? Yeah. So I'm pretending like these windows have shutters, that these closed and the windows below don't. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. Let me turn this around. That's just going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to color these shutters in Granny Apple Green. And I did the door here in Granny Apple Green. So just trying to spread out the color evenly, or the different colors, I should say. Spread them out evenly on my image. So I think that's all the Granny Apple Green there I did. And then the rest was Lemon Lime Twist. So, oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's see here. I forgot my door there. So let's start with that here. So this one was Granny Apple, Lemon Lime Twist, the light one. Sorry, I got confused there for a second. And now I colored over the line, but that's okay. It happens. It's still a handmade card. So let's see here. Then we can do this Lemon Lime Twist and this Lemon Lime Twist. And I was thinking maybe we'll do the windowsills here, Granny Apple Green. So I'll bring that back. So there we have, oh yeah, and then my bow here is also going to be Lemon Lime Twist. So let's bring in Granny Apple Green. And we're going to do that one, Granny Apple Green. And then these windowsills as well. Oh, these are tough because they're very fine lines. But that's okay. All right, so, and there you go. Lots of fun green there. Let's see. I'm going to be brave now. I told you, if you watched my previous video, card number 1, I told you that my Wing of Stella and I are not the best of friends right now. So I'm going to use it here in the houses, but I think I will do it after we glue it down. So give me a second here. We'll do this. So I have a piece here of our gorgeous festive glimmer paper. It comes in 12 by 2 12 by 12 sheets in 3 different colors. So we have garden green, we have real red, and granny apple green. That's what I used here. And like I said, I cut that to 3 by 4. And if you wanted to, you know, it's gorgeous paper. So if you want to be resourceful, I would highly recommend punching a label from the middle to use on other projects. So let's go ahead and glue this down first. So can you tell I'm a little bit hesitant to use my Wink of Stella because it is a little bit of a, I don't know, that particular brush this time is not cooperating. All right, so I'm going to glue this down on our glimmer paper. So if you're wondering why I did such an odd measurement on my basic wide, it's just so I can be more efficient on my glimmer paper, cutting it to 3 by 4, and so the basic wide is a little bit smaller. So yeah, already very Christmassy, very sparkly. All right, now I'm going to be brave and I'm going to put on some Wink of Stella here. So I bring that in, and I have to keep a paper towel with mine because sometimes it's just way too, there's just way too much liquid coming out. So I'm going to lightly put some sparkle on my snow-covered roofs. And I don't even know if the camera is going to catch that or not. So I'm happy with that. And then let's not forget the second one. Okay, and then we're going to, and no, I'm not even going to bother with those tiny areas of snow up there. So let's see here. I have to pick it up a little bit. So, and then there's a little bit of snow on this part of the roof. And then we have, and you also don't want to get too close to your outlines. I mean, if you really want just some sparkle, as you know, like snow sparkle, then just less is more. It's still going to sparkle. And yeah, because if you color over your lines, it's going to smear. So I don't want to risk doing that. So now what I'm going to do is go a little bit down here, trying not to touch my stamped line there. Like I just said, it's going to smear. I mean, there's some fun coloring techniques to stamp an image and then basically use your Wink of Stella to color it with a lot of sparkle. But yeah, I think I'm good. Just, I don't even know if the camera is going to pick that up. Let me try and bring that in. So yeah, it's just a very subtle shimmer. So, but I didn't want to keep telling you about using the Wink of Stella to create some sparkle on your snow and then not show you. So, and that is my tip. If you haven't used a Wink of Stella and you're trying to warm up to it, I mean, it's not a complicated thing to use. It's just mine. I think mine got dinked in my crafting tote or something. And so it's just spilling too much Wink of Stella. Anyways, let's let that dry for a second. And let's go ahead with our card base. So I have some basic White Thick card base here, 5.5 by 8.5, score and folded at 4 1/4. Then I have some basic white here that I embossed. This is 4 by 5 1/4 that I embossed with the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. I love this one because it's a very like uneven, grungy texture, and it works for so many occasions. So I highly recommend this one, and it comes in a 6x6 size, so it's also great for scrapbooking. All right, so let's glue that down onto our card base, and then we're almost done with our card. So let's see here. Going to glue that on. Yeah, a little bit more that way. So looks good. Now I'm going to bring in that real red and white baker's twine. Where did I put it? So I used this one, and I cut a longer piece that I want to wrap around here. And I just went ahead, I cut the piece that I needed, the length that I needed, and then I carefully pulled out the real red. It's one skinny thread. Let me show you. So I just pulled that one out, and I can use this on another card. But since I don't have any real red on here, I just wanted the white. And yeah, so that's how you can also stretch your multicolored twine a little bit further. Just, if it's just a single thread that is colored, you can easily pull that out. Okay, let's go ahead and put some adhesive down here, if it's gonna work out on my Stampin' Pierce mat. Okay, I'm trying not to touch on my like get my fingers on my wing of Stella there. So just going to glue that down. Oops, okay, that didn't catch. Let's try that again. So I'm placing it a little bit higher than my stone wall. And maybe that was a little bit too high. We'll have to see. Okay. And now we can go ahead and we can glue that down. And you can pop this up with dimensionals. I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal. Let's see. Let's go all around. And I'm going to place that on my card base, somewhat in the middle, and still a little bit like further to the right. Let's see if that's straight. Yep, looks good. Really, I don't trust this wing of Stella today, so we're just gonna do it like that. But it does have a very cute, like, subtle shimmer in there. So, but yeah, I mean, the focus definitely is on that fun, sparkly green frame all around it. Okay, so now we can bring in our sentiment, and here's another tip for you. So now we have our twine here in the middle. So, and this is just a 1/2 inch strip, so we gotta be strategic a little bit about our Stampin' Dimensionals, because I do want to pop it up. And what I like to do for these kind of sentiment strips is we have these foam adhesive sheets. So they come in, like, I think a pack of 6 that are, let's see, what's the original size? 4 by 9/16 by 4 3/8 of an inch. So anyway, so this is a whole sheet, and it's basically one big dimensional. And I like to cut just like 1/8 of an inch strip there, and I'm going to snip that in half. So let's see here. Technically, you could use also our foam adhesive strips that are already cut, but they're actually thicker. Like, they're thicker than our regular dimensionals, and that was just too much height for my taste for this card. So I opted for these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one backing off. So sometimes this is easier to go like this. So I'm going to line it up top and bottom of my twine. Okay, and there's our second piece. Okay, sorry, I was focusing there for a second, so I didn't talk. And now we can pull off our backing sheet. Oh, did that all come off? Sounded like it ripped. Yeah, it's all off. It's all shiny. All right, and now I can place my sentiment on top of it. Let's try and also get that somewhat straight. Let's see here. And like I said, it's going to cover up a little bit of our not so greatly stamped stone wall. All right, so and now we have a nice even support for our sentiment. And then I did the same thing. I cut a piece of that real red and white baker's twine, pulled out the red, and tied a bow. And now we're going to glue that down. So let's trim that down a little bit. I think that's too long. Like so. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so, and we can use some teeny tiny mini glue dots from one of our kits maybe. Oh, I pulled that off. So let's see if I can manage to get that on there. Take the backing sheet off. And now we can place that. Let's see. Right on there. All right, and that's not gonna go anywhere. All right, so there we go. Let's clean up this mess around here. And let me bring in my 2 cards. So that was my sample, and here's the card we just made. So a little bit over 20 minutes. That's usually how I like to, kind of the length I like to keep my card designs and also these videos. So, and yeah, that's how quick and easy it is to make. If you enjoyed this video tutorial, please let me know by hitting the like button. If you want to see more quick and easy card ideas, and most importantly, don't want to miss the other cards, card number 3 and number 4 in my Yuletide Village online class, then make sure to subscribe to my channel so you get notified of any new tutorials. In the meantime, you can check out card number 1 with the Yuletide Village stamp set and the Peaceful Season stamp set. You can check that out right here, and I see you in the next video.